I just try to stay away. It's just so boring. Slow down, baby.
Boys, can we be honest? We were spoiled for choice when it came to top-notch cartoons. Ben 10, Generator Rex, Adventure Time, and the list goes on and on. All you really had to do was slap an emotionally unstable preteen with powers, let him create a monstrous amount of damage to public property, and you had a hit show in your hands. That's not to say these shows never delved into deeper topics, but their creators definitely knew. If today's episode was about blowing shit up and farting, they weren't going to hear any complaints. But there is a secret here I'm not telling. Isn't there, guys? An outlier, if you will. Something that puts all of what I just said into disarray. A show that most boys couldn't explain why they found themselves constantly drawn to, and are only starting to come out of the closet now. Well, I'm here to rip off the band-aid. Cat out of the bag. Boys loved Winx Club too. No, how could it be? It doesn't make any sense. Why would a man be there? I get it. A show about fairies, sparkly dresses, and teen romance wasn't the usual billing for the regular guy. It literally sits directly opposite of what we were supposed to like. But I'm not scared to admit it, that every weekday at 7 PM, I'd sit my ass in front of that TV and watch Bloom, Stella, Musa, Aisha, Flora, and Techna as they learn how to become the best fairies they can possibly be. But before I delve deeper, a bit of ground rules. I'm mainly going to talk about seasons 1 to 3 of Winx Club, because after that, the series took a very significant nosedive. You think Skibbly Toilet is brain rot? The show went from this to this! Ew! Secondly, I'm only going to talk about the 4Kids version. If I don't hear close your eyes and open your heart, believe in yourself, that's how it starts. If Stella doesn't sound like an actual spoiled princess.
Now that we've made Bloom look fabulous, let's move on to the really important stuff. Who's ready to work on me? Instead
of whatever dumpster fire we got in that other version.
It was just an accident if you really want to know.
I will scream. With that being said, please like, subscribe. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers, so please hit the button. And let's dive into the wonderful world of Winx. But for those who haven't watched, I'ma get you up to speed. The series follows Bloom, a 16-year-old teenager who's different. She doesn't fit in with the other girls, and no one, not even her parents, really gets her. Anyway, the girl is truly special. She's been having magical encounters all her life with no one to share them with except her bunny Kiko. That changes when she meets a fairy from another dimension named Stella, who recognizes Bloom's magical ability and illegally invites her to Althea, the premier school when it comes to training young fairies. There Bloom makes friends, finds lovers, fights evil, and discovers why she's the last remaining fairy in a world that supposedly lost all its magic a long time ago. With the premise like that, the series having a small yet dedicated male audience still seems far-fetched. That's if you leave out two things. Winx Club knew how to do an action-packed character-driven plot, and they knew how to write a fucking good villain. Let's start off with the aforementioned Stella, the airhead, self-centered, spoiled princess of the group. When they created the phrase, "with friends like you, who needs enemies?" they had Stella in mind. Girl had Bloom committing identity fraud, stealing the identity of another student to get Bloom into Althea on their first encounter. Girl was so conceited, her boyfriend also committed identity fraud, pretending to be his boy Sky, who's a prince, just to get a shot to date her. By the way, Sky, that's an amazing display of bro code right there. Yet the kind of character development they put Stella through would put the likes of Rigby and Zuko to shame. Never mind she got her boyfriend kidnapped and almost married off. Never mind her precious family's heirloom got stolen. This girl lost the two most important things to her in the most brutal of ways: her looks and her status. Through a curse, Stella's morphed into a disgusting frog creature with good hair and has to endure several episodes of being in the body of a freakish monster. But don't worry guys, her boyfriend Brandon told her he's always gonna love her, no matter what she looks like. Then again, in order to gain the power necessary to save the world, Stella must give up her beauty, turning her into this. Oh no! In terms of status, the thing Stella clings closest to her heart, the defining feature of her identity, her princess title, is ripped away by the ultimate gold-digging tag team mother-daughter duo, who cast a spell on the king, Stella's father, to make him forget he ever had a daughter. And what followed was the fiercest scenes of Get Back I'd ever seen. Stella really said there can only be one true princess of Celeria, and girl, you're looking at her. Had to mean the man them back in the day doing gun signs and shit. Bop, bop, bop. But the best thing about Winx Club, everybody got a taste of true despair and agony. You see, the primary setting of Winx is broken into 3 places: the Fairy School of Althea, the Evil Witch Institution of Cloud Tower, and Red Fountain, the academy for future heroes, known as specialists, who while everyone else in the Winxverse gets to use magic, they gotta fight monsters, galactic threats, and world-ending disasters using their tools, fists, and determination only. Because if you're a man who uses magics in Winx Club, that makes you gay. Very gay. Now, if I asked you to pick who do you think is the strongest, most manliest guy out of the specialists, you may have a little difficulty. They're all top tier looks maxing graduates with hunter eyes, positive cantal tilts, and don't forget, straight chiseled jawlines. But if you had to pick the weakest of the bunch, it's probably Timmy. Loser, victim, computer geek. I mean, in a world of earth-shattering, reality-bending magic, this brother is still wearing glasses, while other guys are sporting great swords, scimitars, gauntlets. Timmy's using a pea shooter. Like, what the fuck? So of course, he gets paired with the nerdy tech girl of the Winx Club, Tekna. A girl so emotionally stunted, Timmy must have felt right at home chatting to another AI girlfriend. But over time, their relationship deepens. They develop stronger feelings, and pretty soon they're respected like every other couple. That's until Tekna gets trapped in an alternate dimension, and these girls were ready to give up on Tekna, namely Stella, talking about,
"You know, I could get you into the royal spa. A getaway might do you good."
But the boys were much worse. When Timmy asked for help from his dearest friends to save the life of his dearest girlfriend, they replied with,
"Sorry, Timmy, but I've got to study for that advanced rescue exam, and I've got detention."
Which translates to, she wasn't that cute anyway, bro. There's plenty more fish in the sea. But Timmy was steadfast. She's my girl, my woman, and I'm gonna save her no matter what. He put those smarts to work, countless sleepless nights, to construct a tracking device to find Tekna, who while everyone else was chilling at home, was struggling through blizzards, tundra, snow monsters, while wearing nothing but a mini skirt and an exposed midriff. This show was too funny. And Timmy battled through that all to save his one true love. Aww. Also, side note here, competent male characters in a female-led series? Take note, Disney. But I do have one nitpick here. This show sorta kinda hated black people. Initially just this scene.
What is that?
But then how our girl Aisha was dogged throughout the series. First in her introduction, while all the other girls got to have that "oh my gosh babes, we're roommates" type of meeting, my girl Aisha was escaping hell with her first seconds of screen time. Then she has to watch her entire world get turned into patient zero for whatever shits they had going in The Last of Us. And after being sidelined for so long, while all the other girls got to be put up, she finally gets her man Naboo, only to watch him die. Like, what the fuck? But now for the other reasons a lot of boys tuned into the show. They did villains right. None of that MCU Disney villain bullshit where the guy is just misunderstood, misguided, or sorta kinda has a point if you spin really fast, crane your neck to the side and squint. Nah. These people took great enjoyment from all forms of depravity, even the petty kinds, and no one embodied that more than the Tricks. The Tricks were mean girls on crack. Icy, Darcy, Stormy hits evil at every point imaginable. They were bullies, animal abusers, thieves, boyfriend stealers, school expellees, school usurpers. They bullied other witches and were genocidal maniacs to top it all off. That being said, did they influence an entire generation of young boys that as long as she's fine, she can be evil too? Absolutely. Alas, now I've grown a bit, I've revised that way of thinking. I can't state Stormy because she definitely bites people. I can't state Icy because she's just too evil. But if Darcy ever swung my way with that crop top, purple bell bottoms, and yellow tinted glasses, you might see me and Riven do twin. Then we got Lord Darkar. Fit 10 out of 10. Lair 10 out of 10. Evil Laugh 10 out of 10. Gave us Dark Bloom 10 out of 10. Weird obsession with pixies. Like, I know he just wanted to find the pixie village to gain more power, but I can't help but see this as the beginning of a trend where men were being obsessed with little girls. Like, I'm fine with you taking over the world. I'm fine with you destroying planets at a whim, unleashing untold amounts of death and destruction on innocents. But you're a groomer too? FBI, open up! Yet as good as the Trix and Lord Darker were as villains, there wasn't a single antagonist that held a candle to Season's 3 big bad, Baltor. This brother was cut from the same cloth as Aizen and Sukuna, evil with finesse. He'd be pondering the meaning of life with you, musing on the hypocrisies of our world. Then he'd rain down fire and brimstone, making sure the women and children got hit first. Guy got freed, immediately out-manipulated the manipulators, the Trix, then got to work as the ultimate pimp, stamping an entire world till it became his own personal walking dead, giving young girls blindness, causing 2 sets of love curses, starting natural disasters like it was nothing, and how could I forget, an obsession with young girls. Bro really changed his entire lair from a planet to a school for young witches, and then started mind controlling everybody. And can someone explain why a guy pushing 1,000 was trying to get an 18-year-old redhead, please? She's not even the best girl in the series. We all know that's Stella and Aisha. Anyway, that's why boys love the Winx Club, a show with a lot of action and good characters. Like and subscribe, bye.